Hey guys, what's going on today? Dominic here. Alright, an update on this bat knives, Russian Spetsnaz, I don't know, whatever. They have it listed as like 1,000 names on there. Russian Spetsnaz, Angel Blade, and it's a bat knives. It says bat knife, Paladin, it says Paladin on the blade. Has a bat. It's under Bat Knives. It's a Chinese company. And you know what? In general, it's an alright design. Just, you know, design-wise. I like the blade. I think the blade is actually pretty nice. But the mechanism is garbage, guys. Some people told me so. It's not that I didn't listen to them. It's just that I had to find out for myself. I have a thing. I have to find out for myself. I can hear this guy's opinion, and that guy's opinion, and this girl's opinion, and that girl's opinion. And I take them all. I don't reject those opinions. I take those opinions into consideration. But for me to form my own opinion, I can't just base it off of your opinion. So I had to buy one. I bought one. $125 American. And this thing is failing on me, and I didn't put it through any use. Like, I didn't cut with it, I didn't punch with it, I didn't do anything like that. I just opened and closed it a bunch of times to see if I would make it fail. And it has been failing. What happens is, sometimes, it doesn't just fail to deploy just like that. See, it jumped off its track there. That's not bad. But what it does do is the claw, there's two claws. I don't know if you know the inside of these types of OTFs. There's two claws. There's a forward claw and a rearward claw. I can speak today, trust me. And those two claws are connected via a spring, and it all rides on a chassis. Now, the forward claw, what I'm noticing, it's getting a rounded edge. It's supposed to be nice and square and sharp. Sharp meaning like a sharp 90-degree square. It's starting to round off, banging up against that stop pin. See, there you go. It's been failing. It bounces off the backside. And that's not bad, because you can reset it. But what it's been doing is, when I go to retract the blade, sometimes the claw will jump that pin and sit down at the, and then the whole chassis and everything moves downward, and the blade is left up here. And you can't reset it. The only way to reset it is remove these screws and push the blade back into a neutral position and replace the screws, replace the cover and everything, and then and then seat the blade. See if I can see. Now it's doing this regularly. Okay, yeah. I have a Microtech. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I had it in my pocket, and I was meant to bring this into the video. Now, before anybody gets on my case, I'm not comparing these two knives at all. I never expected this knife to act like this knife. I expected this knife to act like this knife. But I expected the knife to at least work. It's 125 bucks. It's not 50 bucks. It's not 30 bucks. It's $125 American. So, translating that into Canadian, it's like $3 million. Anyhow, I expected it to at least work and not fail in the way that it's failing now. So all I've been doing is just, I haven't been trying to like really go crazy with the button or try to abuse the knife. I've just been being fair with the knife. And see, now in front of the video, it's jumping track. Which, again, the way it's jumping track now, it's not a big deal. Just reset it and off you go. But if I can get it to do, while on video, sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's happened to me like 5 or 6 times now. Not this. This is normal. Even some good OTFs do this. It just sometimes it just bounces off the bottom, and the claw just doesn't have enough time to catch it. Or not the claw, but the damn, I forgot the name. But there's that little spring catch here. There's a spring catch down here, and there's a spring catch up here, and it doesn't have enough time for the doesn't have enough time for it to, it bounces off the bottom, doesn't have enough time to grab it. So anyway, there you go, $125 knife. It works sometimes. See, there you go. It's been failing now regularly in front of the camera. It's been getting worse as I've been doing this. The parts aren't meant to last. You figure for 125 bucks they'd at least try, right? But no. So I can't really recommend this to anybody. There, that's what I was expecting. There, it just jumped track. Beautiful. Well, beautiful for the video anyway. There you go. It jumped. What happened there was I pulled the button back. The claw skips over that. There's a stop pin on the blade in about this position here, and the only way to reset it now is to remove these 6 screws. Do you guys want to sit through it? Sit through it. I'll remove it and I'll show you. I'll try to be quick. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You can always say you get what you pay for, but I paid 125 bucks. I didn't pay 30 bucks. I expect this out of a piece of crap $30 knife. This is not a $125 knife. This is a $30 knife that I paid 125 bucks for. I'm not pissed off that way, because you know what? You pay a lot more for education. So this is my education. That pin, that's a stop pin, and there's a claw. See if I can get it in camera for you guys. If it doesn't come out perfect, just believe me. That claw there, this edge right over here, let me see if I can, let me just take out the screws so that they don't bounce everywhere. They're all here. Okay. Check it. This is the claw that I'm talking about. Let me give it a flex for you. See that? Oh, sorry, off camera. That claw there and this leading edge here is starting to round off. Under the right light, you can see that right at the contact point here in the middle, it's starting to round off because there's play in this chassis. There's play. And because there's play, there's room for it to skip over this pin. This stop pin here. So it's skipping over the stop pin, going onto the back side of the stop pin, and there's no way to reset it but to remove the blade, to remove the cover, just as I did now. So there you go. There's your Russian Spetsnaz OTF piece of garbage. It's a piece of garbage, sorry. The only way that I can really make this knife work for me now is for me to remove this chassis, and I'd have to build up the underside of this rail here. And I'm going to try. See, the only really way to do it is to add aluminum by welding and then mill it out again. And I'm not going to put that kind of work into this knife. No way is it ever worth it. The only way to really fix this on the cheap is right there where the two sides of this chassis meet this channel here. See if I can get into focus. I don't know if I've been out of focus there. Sorry guys if I have. Where this chassis rides into that channel, right on the two edges there, that lip. The only way I could really say, and this is going to be a touch and go because I don't know if it's going to work, I'm going to have to try, is to add a little maybe JB weld under here, and then, you know, file it down. It's still going to take some work to file it down to make sure that there's no more play. Because if I take the button, you hear that? I'm pinching the button and the backside, and I'm going this way. I'm shaking this way. So there is enough play. It's probably about a millimeter. No, less than a millimeter. But just enough to make that front claw jump over that stop pin. And so now we got problems. So this is a real Microtech, and it has no issues. I already had taken this apart because it was missing these two screws. I bought it used. It was missing these two screws, so I bought a whole set of screws, and while I bought the whole set of screws, I opened it up, Gave it a clean because it had pocket lint and everything else inside it for being 2008, and put in some new screws. So and greased it up inside. So now she rides and fires like a real OTF should. This, I'm not disappointed, but at the same time I learned my lesson. Anyways, guys, I'm going to put the address link for this video into my first video of this knife. And because this knife was new at the time, it was working no problem. And now it's still new because I didn't do anything with it besides maybe open it and close it maybe 200-300 times, like that, just to give a guess of how many times I fired it open and closed. Maybe 200-300 times. I didn't do it a lot because I did put it away for a while and then paid attention to other knives. But so in total, I've had it for maybe about 6 months, and I fired it maybe about 300 times. Let's just say 300. Because that's a pretty good guess, 300, and I'm already experiencing this problem. Of course, yeah, because that claw, I guarantee these parts are not hardened steel. They're just steel. And you know, being Chinese, I'm not saying that the Chinese, all Chinese stuff is garbage, but a lot of it is, because there is some Chinese brands like Wee Knives and Riate or Riati knives. They're coming out with some pretty good stuff, but I can't recommend this in good conscience at all. You know, you're just going to go out, spend your money, and it's I mean, go out and spend your money if you want to, but it's hit and miss, and there's no support for this. No one's going to replace anything. If you want to buy new parts, you can buy new parts. There's parts being sold, but I would have to buy new parts for a knife that's already new. So I'm just going to take my lesson and be done with it. So anyway, hopefully I'm just going to cut it here, and have yourself a good weekend, and be peaceful. Be peaceful people out there. Enjoy your knives and be peaceful people. And that's all I can really say. I mean, you know, you lead your life the way you want to, but really, it's good to be a peaceful and helpful person and not hate anybody. So that's my message today about other than knives. But enjoy your knives while being a peaceful person. All right, guys.